influence you. Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the world wide web. Hey, dolls, hey, gents. Thank you so much for checking us out here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Listen, today's show is off the chain, like literally, like I am not exaggerating. You know, the goal of our show is to motivate, excite, and influence, and we're going to do that today with both of our guests. So first of all, let me say this segment is brought to you by my newest book release, Propel. Yes. Propel is the business self-help book for new entrepreneurs and new leaders who are determined to accelerate their success in business and in life. Myself, along with 11 clients, came together to share the behind-the-scenes details about what helped to propel us forward. You can pick that up at charvettemitchell.com. That's Propel. But listen, speaking of Propel, I'm starting the top of the hour out with a dynamic young lady who certainly has propelled in many different directions. We are so excited to have hanging out with us in the virtual studio Zandra Cunningham of Zandra Beauty. Listen, 19-year-old, she's been recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine as one of the youngest millionaires in America. Zandra's fascination with entrepreneurship began when she was 9 years old, inspired by a simple no from her dad. That no sparked what is now a full line of plant-based skincare that can be found on shelves of major retailers such as Target and a lot of different places. Listen, she has been featured in Goo Gobs of places. Yes. She has been featured all over the place. You may have seen her. You may have seen her in Black Enterprise, NPR, 17 Magazine, Teen Boss, USA Today, Forbes, Nickelodeon, The Today Show. Oh, my goodness, ABC, Nightline, Good Morning America, the list goes on. If you're hanging out at charvette.com, you can check out the full bio. But what I love about Zandra, who is an author as well as an international speaker and consultant, is that, simply put, her mission is to educate and empower girls. So without further ado, coming up to the mic right now, Zandra Cunningham of Zandra Beauty. Welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you so much.
I know you're like, oh my goodness, Charvette, please just get through all of that. But it's so amazing, all that you have been able to do. And so I wanna go back into that 9-year-old version of you and just tell our listeners, like in your own words, kind of how all of this started for you.
Yes, absolutely. So, like you said, you mentioned before, the idea came to me when I was 9. Surprisingly, really came to when I was 9. I've always loved lip gloss, lip balm, anything that can make my lips shiny. It's still me today, but I was obsessed with it to the point where every day before my dad, he went out to work, I would ask him to buy me a new one. And for some reason, maybe he was having a bad morning that day, he said no, that he wasn't going to buy me any more lip balm. And that got me thinking, like, where does lip balm come from? How does it appear in stores? And how am I going to get my lip balm? So that's when I just started researching and watching YouTube videos. And soon I started researching and watching it with my mom. And she ordered like a little DIY kit for us to do together. And when I made my first pink bubblegum lip balm, you couldn't tell me anything. And then I started to go to my grandfather's church on Sunday, and I would pass it around at my grandfather's church. And then one Sunday, a lady gave me $1 for her. And I was like, oh, snap. Not only can I make my own lip balm, but I can also make money off the lip balm that I'm making. And that's really where the idea started to progress.
Wow. And so back then you were just focused on, I just want my lips popping. And once you got that first $1, then it sounds like that was kind of the spark. And so after that phase, what was kind of the next phase, the next thing, big thing that you guys did?
Yeah, so the next phase was really just, so now I'm making my own supply of lip balm. Then I started realizing a lot of the things that are already on the market. So at the time, in 2009, 2010, even 2011 was kind of an era where, well, isn't it like it's not how it is now in 2019, where we have our natural hair movement, we have all plant-based skincare lines and companies coming out, and people are more starting to be aware and cautious about what they put in and on their bodies. Back in 2009, 2010, not everybody really cared, or they just weren't aware of it. And I was one of the people who had sensitive skin, so I wasn't able to use a lot of commercial products. So that made me think, like, oh, if I can make my own lip balm, then I'm guessing I can make my own lotion, scrub, body washes, anything. I love all skincare products. So I figured out that I could make my own with plant-based ingredients, things that you can find at home in your kitchen, sugar. You can find olive oil, vegetable oil, things like that. So that's really where the whole line has to progress, because I wanted to fill a void for other girls like me who had sensitive skin but wanted to have the fun, flashy packaging. But also you can pick it up and pronounce and recognize, oh, this is shea butter, this is cocoa butter, this is the olive oil, or pure cane sugar. So that's really where I started to move on. That was like the next phase of building that line out and also formulating and creating and getting it down. You had to figure out how to make soap and stuff. So.
Awesome. And you are one of the youngest internationally recognized formulator and plant-based skin moguls. So shout out to that, and that you really had a focus on making sure this product was something that was good for us. And you bring up a great point that a lot of teens, there's sensitivity to skin and, acne and stuff like that. Have you heard, responses from people that have purchased Zandra Beauty and how it has helped their skin?
Oh, absolutely. We get tons of good reviews, and even just from me, personal reviews for my skin. Like, I don't put anything out that I haven't really tested and tried for myself. So I think that's been the coolest part about it. Even like doing different focus groups with my friends, and we have our Zandra Beauty bosses too, so we send them and make sure that it's something that that can work for people's skins, and it's not just me being biased and stuff. So and we try to tweak different things, but overall we've been having some really, really good feedback with that. I mean, I think it's the best thing is really, we try to make it as simple as possible with the ingredients. We try to use limited, well, obviously no chemicals or no preservatives or anything, but we try to stick to the basics of what we know that is really, really good for all different skin types. We always add in our moisture and add in our cleansing component, but really just tying it back to moisture. I know I'm from Buffalo, New York, and it's cold here, so I have really, really dry skin. So I need moisture.
And y'all can keep the snow up there. They trying to bring some snow this way tomorrow. I want you, wherever the snow is coming from, I want it to stay where it is. Great.
Yes,
and so, and I like that you brought up that this is for all skin tones, all nationalities, all races, right?
Yes, absolutely. Just no limitations on the products. All the scents are unisex as well too. My dad, all my brothers use the product. They love the lemon tea sugar scrub. We even have a lot of the professional football players using our lemon tea tree scrubs. They buy cases of them. I don't know why they go through them so much, but they do. So it's definitely for all skin types. Well, they need to take care of their skin too. They have skin and need to be taken care of.
Absolutely. If you have skin, it needs to be taken care of. If you're just tuning in and you're checking us out here, hey, you're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, and we are chatting with Zandra Cunningham of Zandra Beauty, teen CEO here, and so we are glad to have you guys. Thanks for all those that are tweeting and doing all that. Welcome to all those that are listening in from all of our broadcast stations, from a mobile app. You may be listening from an Alexa device, and, of course, iTunes. Hey there. So, Zandra, let's tell people all of the types of products that you have. So you just mentioned the tea tree, the scrub. My favorite, let me tell you, my favorite is the Big Balm. Let's start there.
Oh, yeah.
I love the size of this. Talk about that product.
Yes, I love the Big Balm. I think when we were thinking about it, for me, the reason why my dad always had to buy me new ones because I or one, I would use it all up, but then the other one would be me losing it. So I wanted something that was big enough for you to, like, not just fall out your pocket, like you can actually see it, but then also have a mixture between a lotion stick on the go. So it's a lip and body balm. So if I have, like, ashy knees or ashy ankles, you don't want to be really caught slipping. So you can use a little lip balm to clean that up. It's a lifesaver sometimes, but also it lasts a really long time, and it's just excellent. I love the big balm. I have one in every coat, jacket, purse. They're everywhere.
Yes. I love that product. So the lip balm. So you got to check it out. And then what about the body scrubs? Tell us about the different, what we can use the body scrubs for. Yes.
Yeah, so the scrubs are absolutely amazing. So if you guys don't know what a sugar scrub is, get to know what a sugar scrub is. It's an exfoliant, what that means that it's going to scrub off all the dead skin and leave your skin smooth and moisturized, especially for all the people who are up north where there's snow in the harsher weather when you need to scrub off that dead skin. It's absolutely amazing. It comes in our 5 standard scents, which is our lemon tea tree, our lavender vanilla chai, almond espresso, and love of mint, and our Japanese kumquat, all amazing. And they have their own little additives in there as well, too. So some with strawberry seeds, lavender buds, lemongrass, mint leaves, and then also almond milk, which is cool. So they're absolutely amazing. I love them. You put it on in the shower, and you just feel like a new refreshed you. And the scents are amazing. I love them.
Oh, my goodness. So check it out.
Check it out. Top product that I love other than, so the lip balms are scrubs, and then our hair and body souffle. So those are by far our signature product, and it's absolutely amazing. It is a spinoff on Shea Butter. So when we first started, we went from, I can only use like Vaseline, and then we figured out what was in Vaseline. A lot of stuff that's used on motor vehicles, not good for our skin. So then we moved to the raw shea butter, of course. But raw shea butter is absolutely amazing. However, it's just not, for me, it was really heavy, and it was like hard to like mix together, and like it was just too heavy for me. So I wanted to do a spin-off on that. So the souffle is shea butter, cocoa butters, and all of our carrier oils mixed up to 6 hours, so it's super light. And when you put it on, it melts right onto the contact skin. So it leaves you shiny, but it won't leave you greasy. So you can put on like a silk outfit and not have like those grease stains and stuff. And a little goes a long way. It lasts a long time. It's amazing. And it's thick enough for you to put on for the winter, but also like light enough for you to wear throughout the summer. So that's my daily moisturizer. For I use for my hair and my body, we fight over it in the house. It's literally a thing. If there's no souffle, it's going to be a terrible day. A terrible day.
It is a thing. And so, Zandra, I am so glad that we spent this time of you sharing about the products and giving us the behind the scenes, just this little snippet, so that listeners, this is for real. This is her business. This is not like, how y'all used to do in school, have your parents do your projects, and then you turn them in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is not her mom and dad doing this. You are in the trenches with this, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I had to drag them with me.
You have to drag them. I love it. So where can people go buy and shop and get all this great product?
Yes, absolutely. So first off, of course, you can get it on our website at zandrabeauty.com. We are on Amazon. We are also in some mass retail partners with, of course, Target, which is the biggest one, which is really cool. So we are in 600 Target stores throughout the nation. To find out which specific Target stores are near you, I would say revisit the website so you can actually find the right location. And they have their own treat yourself gift box. So for the holidays, if you want to bless yourself or bless somebody else, that's where you need to go. And then also we're on Costco's online, Whole Foods as a Northeastern vendor. We are on Walmart, but we're on their website. I'm trying to think. You can find all the stores on.
Yes, you can find all the stores. And if you're hanging out at Charvette,
on
Charvette.com, check the website. And again, if you're at Charvette.com or if you're listening from iTunes, there are links for Zandra Beauty, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, the main website, and all of that. So you'll be able to connect. And so I'd love for you to talk about, when did you know? What was the moment that you were like, okay, this is big. Like, I don't know if it was the first media attention, but when did you, Zandra, know this thing is big? This is bigger maybe than I thought this was going to be.
It wasn't until I think, even though the business was already successful, like for me since it was like, oh yeah, I'm in the studio working and doing it was normal to me, so it wasn't really like bizarre or anything. Like it was just me doing what I need to do, my normal routine. But it wasn't until I started to hear feedback from other kids saying, oh my goodness, you inspired me to create this, or you inspired me to look into this, or start taking actions on what I was thinking about, whether some people were like, oh, I thought I had to wait until I was in college or even beyond that instead of starting right now. So I think that was the biggest part where I was like, okay, this is a little bit bigger than me. And now it's becoming like a thing. Because at first I'll be like, what? Really? I thought that was really, really cool. And that's something that touched me. It was like, okay, so now I'm really doing something. This is way bigger than me, and it's more than just me making money and starting this business. This business has caused a shift in people's mindset of what's possible, what they can do. So it's definitely that was a moment for me. I can't really tell you what age that was. I think that was like high school, like freshman year or something.
Wow, that's powerful. That is really powerful. And so that's a great kind of segue for those that may be listening in. They might have their children with them or teens with them. What are a few tips or a few things you would say to that 8-year-old, that 9-year-old, that 12-year-old that has an idea and they're thinking, maybe I can do something like Zandra did? What would you say to them?
I would say that's amazing, and also not to let other people instill their fears or their doubts into you. I think, you always say, we always hear people, I've heard a lot of people say that as kids, kids don't have a lot of fear until you instill that fear into them.
Right.
And there's the limitations on what they think is possible, and I think that's thinking back, let's think like kids, because anything is possible at that time. But I would say don't let anybody else instill their fears or their doubts into you. And the way that you can cancel out those fears and those doubts is by stating your facts and making sure that you've done your research and you know what to expect for the most part. Even though entrepreneurship is definitely a task where you have to take a lot of risk and sometimes you just put it out there and see what happens. However, you can do it in a calculated way where you can test out things and make sure that you aren't going to be drowning for a while. So I think the biggest thing is to don't let anybody else instill their fears or doubts into you. Make sure you're doing your research on whatever it is. Before you start ordering products and start ordering different things or mapping out or do anything, make sure you do your research. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people skip the step. We get too excited about, I want to make lip balm, or I want to do this, and then you're not really figuring out, okay, who's going to be selling this to? You can't say everybody's going to be a customer because you can't market to everybody. You have to market to who's going to be buying your stuff. So you have to be really intentional and specific, and that takes time to do your research and figuring out if that market is even open enough for you to actually make money, because we can put a lot of things out there and have tons of hobbies, but at the end of the day, it's not a business if you're not making money. So we can love it and have a passion and drive for all we want, but if it's not making money, then it's just a hobby, and that's fine, and you can keep it low-key and stuff and do it for your hometown or for a specific group or whatever it is. So I think the biggest thing is really just not letting anybody instill their fears or doubts, researching, and what's the last thing I said?
Listen, that was good. That fear, I'm still stuck on the fear and the research, and because if it's not making money, it's got to make money. That's the last thing that jumped out to me. And it's okay if it's a hobby, but if you're not making money. We're in business to make money. Listen, Zandra, that was good advice for adults. I know grown folks listening at 60 years old need to pay attention to that advice right there. Need to pay attention. ZandraBeauty.com. Yes.
I think the biggest thing, I guess, for the young people that are listening is really just to have fun with, and also let you know that entrepreneurship, and if you want to start a business, especially at a young age, that it's hard work. Whether you're a grown person or in your youth days, it's hard work. You know, like you're gonna have to make sacrifices. You're gonna have to make some tough choices. So just be prepared and always remember, have something that'll drive you back to remember why you started, and having that real that passion and drive for it. Because if you're not passionate about it, then forget it.
Forget it. And I don't want to fail to mention, you have definitely education is, you did not throw education to the wayside. You're the youngest to graduate from the All-State Minority and Women Entrepreneur Program at the University at Buffalo School of Management, and you did that at 13. And so are you in college now?
Yes, I'm actually transferring into Goldman Sachs, which is a business school based out of Boston, Massachusetts.
Wonderful. Wow. So a lot going on, and you have an amazing family. Talk about how your family has been able to support. Do you make all of them work for you? How does that work?
Yes, this is a family-run business. It definitely is. And I think that's another cool thing too. But also another thing, especially if you're thinking of wanting your child, or you're wanting, or that kid is thinking about starting something, a business or anything like that. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people fail to realize is that it didn't just change my life or change my parents' life or what they were focused on. It affected everybody else in the house. We were doing things differently with travel. Yeah. I mean, they came they went wherever I went, for the most part. So it was a shift in everybody's life and not just mine. So it was for the most part it's been cool. I mean, my brothers are kind of not wanting to help sometimes, but they're there. They help.
That's what a brother gonna do.
I know. They're there they do the heavy lifting when we need it. The other day, I think that was yesterday, we were all in the studio getting out orders and stuff for the holidays and stuff, which is cool. So everybody was in there. But when we need all hands on deck, all hands are on deck. So my grandparents, my nana is a big supporter. My parents retired from their jobs about 3 years ago, I believe, to work for Zandra full time, which is cool. My uncle's in the business. He has his cleaning business, so he cleans our manufacturing facility when we need it. So it's a family-run business. All hands are on deck when we need it.
I love that. You have so much wisdom, 19 years old, and so much wisdom, just to say this shifted everybody. The impact was for the whole household, and so that's some good wisdom there. Again, ZandraBeauty.com. If you go there, you can find everything. Amazon, Target. Go to Target.
Yes,
and
because
take pictures,
videos, and tag me.
Yes, tag, post it. Where do you want them? Let's give all of your social media connects. Let's give them that.
Yes, so you can follow the business page, Zandra Beauty account, the products, and see all that, all the media's on that, all at Zandra Beauty, and then also to tag in my personal, it is Zandra Azariah. That's ZandraAzariah.
All right. There you go. And listen, if you're following me and you're like, I didn't catch that, listen, I've been tagging Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So twitter.com/Charvette, Facebook.com/Charvette, and Instagram is CharvetteM. And so those, if you're already connected to me, you'll be able to easily get to Zandra and get and find everything you need. Shout out to your mom, Tamara. I love her. She has such a sweet spirit, such a gracious spirit about her, and definitely, I want to just say I mentioned some of the major media that you've had. Certainly the list goes on, but I know that she was pivotal in definitely getting that going. And so are you just like an old hat? Are you just an old hat at doing media interviews now?
Kinda. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show will get tucked into that list, that running list that you already have. And so, what's on the horizon? Like, what's next for you?
What's next? Okay, so we're coming out of this year, 2019, which has been definitely, it's been something. There was a lot of stuff that was going on in 2019 that I don't really like, but I'm glad we're moving on to 2020, which is really exciting. That is year 10 of being in business, so that's exciting.
Oh, wow.
A lot of new things are going to be happening. We're going to be doing a rebrand. A lot of new lines are going to be coming out. Different retail partners are going to be coming out. It's going to be a big year, 2020. So I'll be 20, so yeah.
But this just lined up so nice. 10 years in business, you'll be 20, and we'll be in 2020. Oh, my goodness. This is about to be a movie. This is about to be a movie.
Yes, it is going to be a movie. It's going to be really exciting. The new lines are going to be dropping. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
Amazing. Well, I'm so proud of you, just from afar, and just continue, to do the amazing things. I don't want to take up any more of your time. You probably have homework and all that good stuff. Or if nothing else, you can just go bug your brothers. But thank you so much for just being gracious and being a great example,
Thank you.
for young people out there. Thank you. The last question I have for you, the goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate Zandra.
But continue. I would say my family, being surrounded by people who only want the best for you and also are willing to be down with you, whether it's a low or a high moment, or be in the studio with me, and having those people that support behind me, living with to remind me, like, this is why you started, this is what you need to keep doing, to have all these people messaging you and all this other stuff. So having somebody in your corner to remind you of why you started, even when sometimes you get discouraged and like, oh, we should just shut this down, is definitely something that's gonna help to keep me motivated. Having a good support system behind me, and even if you're out there and you don't have the support system right away, maybe you don't have the support system from your family or your friends or anything like that, be that strong person for you until you are able to find. And it also means that you might have to research and reach out to other people, whether that's virtual, join different. I know in the beginning we doing a lot of Facebook groups. Since I was so young, my mom was the face, helpful, typed everything I needed to say, but she made a connection for me with other businesses, a lot of in the soap making industry, in that industry and stuff, because there wasn't really kids groups like that in 2010, 2009. So that means going that extra mile to find those people that are willing to support you. And to this day, all those groups that I've joined when I was 10, 12 or whatever still support me to this day. I mean, Etsy is a big one. Etsy is a huge supporter of Zandra, and they helped me all the way through. They were one of the first big companies to take a chance on me. So, that means you have to just take a little step further to find that support system.
I love that. And listen, Raising a Mogul is definitely a group to connect with and a movement to check out. So I've retweeted them on Twitter and also Facebook. So Raising a Mogul Parents, that's a great connection point that I'm going to recommend for you guys. And so that's that. Well, thank you so much for stopping by the show. Have an amazing holiday, and we're going to keep our eye out on you for 2020. Great. Thank you, Zandra.
Thank
you so much. All righty. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to move right into our second segment. Don't you move. We'll be right back.
It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Charvette will be back after this.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.